meeting room in Portland was full of excitement. Snow fell outside the big windows, making the city look white and sparkly. Noah Bennett stood up. His janitor clothes were plain gray, not like the fancy suits around him. His heart beat fast, like a drum in a band. "Don't sign the $4.2 billion deal," he said loudly. His voice was strong, surprising even him. Outside, snowflakes twirled around the lights on the steel bridge. News people stood on Morrison Street, their cameras flashing like stars. They wanted news about the big business buy. Claire Dawson was the boss. She was 34 and ran Dawson Technologies. Her pen stopped right above the paper. Her hazel eyes looked at Noah, full of wonder. Guards in black uniforms marched toward Noah, their boots loud on the wood floor. Noah thought of his little girl, Mia. She was 9 and needed medicine for her sugar sickness. Noah used to work with big money in New York. Now he cleaned floors to keep them safe. He had only seconds before the guards grabbed him. Claire raised her hand. "Stop," she said firmly. "Everyone leaves except him." The fancy people walked out, whispering. The door closed softly. Now it was just Noah and Claire, with snow tapping the windows like tiny fingers. "Stay with me, friends, to find out the secret behind this big moment and how it changes everything." The night before, Noah moved quietly through the high floor of the building. His cleaning cart squeaked a little. The halls were empty, no clicking shoes or loud voices. Holiday lights made it smell like pine trees. Noah liked the quiet. It felt true, not fake like daytime smiles. He was 39 with rough hands from cleaning. Long ago he worked with big numbers in a bank. Now he pushed a mop. He stopped by a meeting room. A light glowed inside. Most people were gone, but one person stayed. It was Claire Dawson, who took over her dad's company when she was 30. Everyone said she was super smart. Workers talked about her in the break room. Noah stayed quiet. Being invisible was safer. But he watched her. She leaned over her papers, like Mia when she drew her comics. Noah checked his phone. 9:20 p.m. He needed to finish and get Mia from Mrs. Larson's apartment by 10. He moved his cart to skip the room, but papers fell inside. Claire made an annoyed sound, like a huff. Noah knocked softly. "Should I come back?" Claire looked up fast, her red ponytail shining in the light. She seemed surprised, like she forgot other people were there. "No, come in," she said quickly. Noah stepped inside. The room smelled like her minty drink and papers. Claire grabbed her things, but more papers fell like leaves. Noah helped pick them up. Then he saw a paper with red marks. It showed 4,722 jobs gone after the big buy with Nexus Solutions, even the cleaners in Portland. Noah's breath stopped. His job was on the list. He held the paper tight, making it crinkle. He thought of Mia's medicine bottles in their fridge, the rent note on the table, the hospital bills he couldn't pay. 3 years ago he lost everything, his job, his money, his wife. This job was their hope. Claire took the papers. "Thanks," she said, her voice sharp. Noah waited, staring at the paper. Claire noticed. "That's a secret," she said, sounding strict. "Sorry," Noah said, making his face blank. He learned that after bad times. He started to leave, but Claire said, "You're Noah, right? Night shift." Noah was shocked she knew his name. "Yes," he said. She looked at him, then said, "Good night." Noah cleaned the rest in a daze, his mind full of thoughts. By morning, snow covered Portland. He decided to act. It wasn't just his job. It was for all families who'd hurt while bosses got rich. Some things were worth the risk. The signing day was busy. News trucks lined Hawthorne Avenue, their lights bright in the snow. Noah went in the back door. No one stopped him. In the locker room, he put on his work clothes, hands shaking. In his pocket was a list from the old printer, names of workers, how long they worked, their families, sick people needing help. Would Claire care? Probably not. But for Mia, for himself, he had to try. He walked into the meeting room 5 minutes before the signing. No one saw him, like he was a shadow. Bosses shook hands and smiled. Claire sat at the front, her dark gray coat neat, hair tied back tight. She looked strong, but Noah saw her shoulders were stiff. Her eyes flicked to her helper, David Sullivan, who stood close like a nervous bird. The big paper was set in front of her. She picked up her pen. The room got quiet, only wind outside. Noah stepped forward. "Don't sign the $4.2 billion deal." Everyone froze. Claire's pen stopped. Guards moved. But Claire said, "Everyone out." They left, muttering. The room was empty. "You have 1 minute," Claire said, "to tell me why I shouldn't call the police." Noah looked at her, sweat on his face. "You know it's bad. I saw you pause." He slid the list across the table. It made a soft sound. 4,722 people. Kids. Sick ones. Homes to pay. David's numbers are wrong. They cut jobs to give bosses more money. Claire looked at the list. "How do you know?" Noah said, "I did big money jobs at a bank, until I said no to a bad deal 3 years ago." Claire's face changed a tiny bit. The group said yes. "It's done." Noah said, "Nexus is worth less, 35% less. Their new ideas are gone. I found papers in the trash. They're tricking you, and your group knows." Claire got pale, holding the pen tight. It was quiet. She pressed a button. "Wait 24 hours to sign. Paper problem. No questions." She looked at Noah. "My house, 8 tonight. Bring proof. If you're wrong, no job here." Guards took him out. Snow fell on his face, cold and wet. He took a bus to Alberta Street, mind spinning. He might lose his job, but he felt lighter. At home, it smelled like old clothes and Mia's crayons. He called Mrs. Larson to keep Mia longer, dodging her questions. He found his old computer in a box, dusty but working. He made files showing the bad numbers. By 7:30, he was ready. Claire's house was high up, overlooking the river. City lights twinkled through snow. The doorman let him in. The elevator hummed. Noah was nervous. The doors opened to a big, empty place. White walls, few chairs, smelling like wood. Claire stood by the window with wine. "On time," she said, pointing to a table with computers. "Show me." They looked at numbers. Noah showed Nexus's lies, hidden money problems, fake ideas. Claire asked sharp questions. They worked like a team for 2 hours. Then his phone rang. Mrs. Larson said, "Mia's fever is bad." Noah stood. "I have to go. Mia's sick." Claire looked worried. "Is it bad?" Noah said, "She has diabetes. Her sugars are wrong." He grabbed his coat. Claire said, "I'll drive." They went to her quiet car, driving through snow. Noah showed the way to his old building, paint peeling, lights dim. He felt shy but didn't hide it. "Thanks," he said. Claire turned off the car. "I'm coming. If Mia needs a doctor, I'll help." Inside, his home was small but tidy. Mrs. Larson saw Claire and looked surprised. Mia's soft cry came from the bedroom. Noah ran to her. She was hot, her machine showing bad numbers. "Hospital," he said. Claire said, "I'll call help." Noah said, "No, it costs too much." He didn't say he had no insurance. Claire said, "I'm driving now." They rushed Mia on Noah's lap, wrapped in a blanket. At the hospital, Claire talked to a nurse. They got a room fast. Doctors came quickly. Noah held Mia's hand, warm and small. Claire stayed back, calling people softly. Hours passed. Mia got better, sleeping soundly. The hospital room was bright with soft beeps. Snow made the outside quiet. Noah held Mia's hand as she slept, her face calm. Claire sat nearby, her coat messy, holding coffee that smelled strong and bitter. "Why help us?" Noah asked, tired from the long night. Claire looked at her cup. "I'm tired of hurting people," she said. "How did you go from big jobs to cleaning?" Noah looked at Mia, her dark curls soft. He started talking. "I worked at a big bank, doing deals like this," he said. "4 years ago, I found a bad deal. It had lost jobs and fake numbers. I told my bosses. They said, 'Fix it.'" He stopped, remembering the hurt. "My wife Hannah got sick, cancer. We had bills. Mia was scared. I changed the numbers. The deal happened. Many lost jobs. I kept mine for 6 months. Then they fired me after Hannah died. No money, no help, bad name. Claire listened quietly. But you spoke up yesterday, she said. Why? Noah said. For Mia. To show I can do it right. Claire nodded. My dad said win, no feelings. I did that. But now I wonder why. Empty house, no friends, bad sleep. Morning light came in, showing her tired eyes. I never saw people like you before, she said softly. By noon, Mia was better and could go home. The hospital said there was no bill. Claire's car waited outside, snow falling lightly. I need to work, Claire said, giving Noah her phone number. Talk about the deal later. Stay with Mia. Your job's safe. Mia smiled. Visit us, Miss Claire? Claire's face lit up. I will. For 5 days, Noah and Mia stayed home. Their apartment smelled of warm pancakes and crayons. They played games, Mia laughing loud. Noah didn't watch the news, just enjoyed her smiles. On the 5th day, he made soup. His phone showed news. Dawson deal in trouble. Boss questions it. Noah's heart sank. Claire called, her voice worried. David knows you saw files. He told the police you stole secrets. Stay home. My lawyer's coming. A loud knock came. Police stood outside, their badges shiny. Noah Bennett, come with us. Mia cried as Mrs. Larson held her. It's okay, Mia, Noah said, trying to sound brave. Call Claire. The police station was cold, smelling like old coffee. Noah answered a few questions, then waited. He was scared. What about Mia? If he went to jail? The door opened. Claire walked in with a man in a suit. This is Paul, a great lawyer, she said. You're free. I paid. Noah was shocked. Why? David works for you. Claire said. They lied. I checked the numbers. You're right. It's worse. David and Big Boss Edward took secret money. She put her scarf on Noah, soft and warm. They walked out. Outside, snow fell slowly. Claire's car waited. She said, the group wants me out. Tomorrow's meeting decides everything. At her house, Mia ran to Noah, hugging tight. Claire's helper, Ellen, gave me a juice and a puzzle. She's okay, Claire said. Later, on the balcony, a cold wind blew. Claire said, you want Mia to see good. I never chose hard goods. My dad said save the company. The group says money first. But now I'm not sure. Noah stood by her, the railing cold. What do you think? Claire's laugh was sad. I'm scared without my boss. City lights glowed. Morning came fast. Noah wore Claire's extra suit. A bit big. They went to the meeting. Noah sat in back. Claire faced the crowd. David talked first, showing fancy pictures of money. Edward said Noah was bad, stealing secrets, his eyes mean. Claire stood, her suit neat, holding one paper. I worked 7 years for this company, she said. We grew big, added workers, kept a good name. She looked at David and Edward. I can't sign this deal. The numbers lie. They hurt workers, not help grow. She told the truth, strong and clear. Then she put down her paper, her quitting letter. If this deal goes, I'm not part. I won't hurt people. The room got loud. People argued for hours. Finally, the deal stopped. Claire wasn't boss anymore but kept some power. Noah had no jail but no job. They left together, snow soft on their faces. Claire laughed, happy. I feel free, she said. Noah nodded. Freedom felt good, even if hard. 3 weeks later, Noah knelt in the garden behind their Alberta Street apartment. The ground was hard, dusted with snow that sparkled in the January sun. Mia, wrapped in a red scarf, giggled as she poked carrot seeds into the dirt. Her cheeks were pink from the cold, her breath puffing like little clouds. The air smelled fresh, like wet earth and pine from nearby trees. Noah's phone buzzed in his pocket, a cheerful sound. It was Claire calling like she did every day now. After the big meeting, they started a new company, Willamette Ventures. It helped businesses be kind to workers, not just make money. Noah was good with numbers, and Claire knew important people with big ideas. Their first plan was to save 200 jobs from the Nexus deal that didn't happen. Money's ready, Claire said, her voice bright like the sun. We will show our plan next week. Noah watched Mia pat the soil, her small hands careful, like she was tucking in a baby. That's 200 families safe, he said softly. A good start. Claire's voice got warm. Come for dinner tonight? I made apple pie like you taught me. Noah smiled, feeling cozy inside. We'll be there. Mia's got a surprise, but she won't tell me what. Mia looked up, her eyes twinkling, dirt smudged on her nose like a little painter. She giggled, hiding her secret. That evening, Noah and Mia walked to Claire's tall house by the river. Snow crunched under their boots, and the city lights glowed like a blanket of stars. The doorman smiled, waving them to the elevator. It hummed up, and Noah held Mia's hand, her mittens soft and warm. The doors opened to Claire's home, not empty anymore. Books lined new shelves, their pages smelling like old stories. Green plants sat by windows, catching snow's soft light. Mia's drawings hung on the walls, bright with crayons. Pictures of flowers, dogs, and their garden. The air smelled sweet, like apples and cinnamon from Claire's pie. Felt like a real home now, not just a fancy place. They sat at the big table eating spring rolls and warm pie. The crust was flaky, the apples tangy and sweet. Papers with numbers and plans were spread out, but it wasn't boring. They laughed, talking about their new company. Mia told stories about school, her voice bubbly. Claire listened, her eyes shining like she was hearing a fairy tale. Then Mia jumped up, holding a folded paper. I made this, she said proudly. She gave it to Claire. It was a drawing of 3 people standing by a garden full of huge carrots, daisies, and sunflowers. A big yellow sun smiled above them. It's us, Mia said, pointing. You, me, Dad, and our garden. It's gonna grow so big. Claire's eyes got wet, and she hugged Mia tight. She looked at Noah over Mia's head, and something warm passed between them, like a secret only hearts know. After dinner, Mia curled up on Claire's couch with a book about dragons. Noah helped Claire clean plates, the kitchen warm with the smell of soap and leftover pie. This feels right, Claire said quietly, drying a plate. Working with you, helping people, having Mia here. Noah nodded, his throat tight. Yeah, like we're building something real. They smiled, the clink of dishes mixing with Mia's soft giggles from the living room. Outside, snow fell gently, wrapping the city in quiet. 6 months later, life was like a happy song. Willamette Ventures grew fast. Noah used his number skills, sharper now because he knew what losing felt like. He could spot bad deals from miles away, like a hawk seeing a mouse. Claire was amazing at fixing broken companies without hurting workers. She smiled more, her face softer, like the snow melting into spring. Mia loved her new school, where she made friends and drew comics for the class paper. Her sugar sickness was okay with medicine that worked. She was strong, always surprising Noah with her big heart. Their little group was special. They weren't a normal family, but they fit together like puzzle pieces. On Sundays, they hiked in Forest Park, the air fresh with pine and mud. Mia ran ahead, collecting shiny rocks. Noah and Claire walked slower, laughing about silly things, like how Mia tried to teach them to draw dragons, but theirs looked like lumpy snakes. On Fridays, they went to a taco truck on Division Street, the spicy smell making their mouths water. Mia always got extra guacamole, smearing it on her cheeks like green paint. At home, Claire read bedtime stories to Mia, her voice soft like a lullaby. Noah worked on numbers nearby, the soft scratch of his pencil mixing with their voices. They had inside jokes like calling their garden Carrot Castle, and favorite places, like the ice cream shop with rainbow sprinkles. One chilly February evening, they walked through Tom McCall Waterfront Park. The river sparkled under the moon, and snow dusted the cherry trees like sugar. Mia ran ahead, chasing shadows on the path, her laughter echoing. Noah and Claire walked side by side, their breath puffing in the cold. Do you ever miss it? Noah asked, his voice quiet. Being the big boss? Claire looked at Mia, twirling in the snow. No, she said. I thought being a boss was everything. My dad said it was. But this, us, the garden, helping people, this is better. Her hand brushed Noah's, warm despite the cold. He held it, just for a moment, and it felt like a promise. They stood by the river, the city's lights dancing on the water. Noah thought back to that day in the meeting room, when he was scared but spoke anyway. One brave word changed everything. He lost his job but found something bigger. Friends, hope, a new kind of family. Claire wasn't just a boss anymore. She was part of their world, and they were part of hers. Mia called, "Come see this duck." Her voice was happy, pulling them forward. Noah and Claire laughed, walking to her, their steps matching like a song. The city hummed around them, alive with lights and soft snow. Noah knew life wasn't perfect. Bills still came and worries didn't vanish. But they had each other, and that was enough. New beginnings, he learned, grow from brave choices, like seeds in a garden. They bloom when you care, when you try, when you build something true.